Hello everyone, welcome to another vlog about the Simon life. Today I want to tell you about the emergency generator of this vessel. Let's start the show. Let me give you an overview of the machinery that I am about to tell you about. I will get in more details in just a moment, but I want to show you a little bit the emergency generator, how it looks like, and what to expect if you are coming on board anytime soon. Anyway, the electrician on board, if you are not electrician, he will show you how to use the emergency generator. You don't have to worry about that, but just take a quick look around before you touch anything, just to have an idea what this machinery is about. At the back here you can see the cooling tank. This is the cooling water. As you can see, there is a big fan over there. It needs a lot of cooling, this engine. You can check the oil level down there. You have some filters, oil filters that need to be cleaned, and I will get in more details in just a moment. I hope you will enjoy. So today I will tell you about the emergency generator of the vessel. I am currently on board a bulk carrier of 12 years old. It's a little bit old, and it has 50,000 dead weight. And this is the emergency generator of this vessel. The purpose of the emergency generator is like the name says, for emergency. In case the main generators are failing and they cannot give power to the vessel, then the emergency generator will start by itself in 45 seconds if the main power is not restored. In 45 seconds this generator will start by itself if there is nobody around here to start it manually. So this emergency generator has the purpose to rescue the ship in case of a dead ship, in case of a blackout. So this will supply only the emergency line of the ship and all the critical equipment for the ship to reach a safe position, like the steering gear, some emergency lighting on the corridors, the navigational equipment, the communication equipment, and things like that. Emergency compressor, emergency fire pump, and things like that. Not all the equipment on the vessel is for emergency, only critical equipment, like I told you earlier. So it's just enough to get the vessel to a safe position. If this happens in the middle of the ocean, it will be a very critical situation for everybody. And because this generator cannot work for a month, it's just a few days, you know, and hopefully it will never be the case in a real scenario to use this emergency generator. So far I have been at sea for 15 years and I have never used this emergency generator before. I have only used it for testing and for inspections. The only time that I used the emergency generator was when I was younger, and I went, because I was young and stupid, I went on a scrap vessel. And scrap vessel, like the name says, is not reliable. So we were lucky enough that our main generators failed when we were almost to the shore. We were almost near the beach where we have to take this vessel for scrapping, you know. We were like 3 days before arriving to our final destination, and luckily the emergency generator was running in good condition. Because, you know, if it's a scrap vessel, nobody will actually test the equipment of the vessel. They just want you to take it from one point to another, and that's it. So it's a very dangerous situation, but luckily we had a good emergency generator. The rest of the vessel was garbage, but the emergency generator was okay. So the only purpose of this generator, I already told you. In the past I have used the emergency generator in a blackout situation, but it was only for a few hours, just to restore the power to the main generator. So you have to be very careful with your emergency generator and to actually do the proper maintenance that it has to be done. You will never know when this machinery will save your life. Literally will save your life. This is the radiator. Some fuel filters. These have to be checked and cleaned every month. This is the main control panel. From here you will start the generator. First of all, you put it in the manual position, and then you start it on the green button. After you have completed the testing, you just stop it by the red button, and always do not forget to put it back in the auto mode, so it will start by itself in case the vessel will not have main power from the main generators. This is the main supply. These are the starting batteries. The starting of this generator is done by 2 ways. By batteries, 24 volts in total. You have 2 batteries, 12 volts each, so 24 volts. That is one way of starting the generator. And another way is by spring. Let me show you. There is a procedure here for those who are not familiarized with the starting procedure of the generator by spring, but I will explain to you now. You just take this lever, you put it here, and you crank it. You load the spring, and here you have a side glass, and you will crank the spring until you see here red. You will see red color, and then you press on this, and that's it. That is the second way of starting the emergency generator. Like I said, this is critical equipment, so it has to be working in good condition. Whenever you have an inspection on board, it's either port state or flag state or whatever, they will always check the emergency generator. This is critical equipment, and if you have any deficiency on this generator, the ship will be detained. So it will be a very big problem for the crew of the vessel and also for the company. They have to pay some penalties, and so you always have to check the emergency generator that it's working in the proper way. But I told you at the beginning of the vlog that you should actually test this to be in your heart sure that it's working properly. It can save your life. Do not play with this. This is not a game, this is real life. So this emergency generator has a second way of starting, by spring. Some generators do not have this starting by spring. They just start by 2 groups of battery of 20 volts DC each group, and this one has a spring starter, so it's mandatory for the vessel to have a spare spring motor, which we have here. See, this is in case of a spare, in case we need the spare and that is not working, we have to put it in position and try it out. And of course the emergency generator is powering the emergency switchboard. Let me show you. This is our emergency switchboard. This is the loading of the emergency generator. This is the ACB, air circuit breaker. This is the feed panel for the 440 AC. This is an insulation monitor. As you can see, it's okay. And this is the 220 AC feeding panel, also an insulation monitor. As you can see, it's okay. So you have all these breakers for all the emergency line, and here you can see what will be supplied in case of an emergency on the 220 line. The battery charger for the rescue boat, lifeboat, in case you have to abandon the vessel, lighting, steering gear, CO2, fire alarm, the telephone on board, which are powered by battery. This is a battery powered telephone. You just select here where you want to call. This is the address. You put the selector 1, 2, and then you turn this and it will call. You don't have to dial. And this is the emergency switchboard. As you can see, it's pretty well maintained. We actually do the maintenance on board this vessel. I have been at sea for 15 years, and I know that on some vessels they don't do the maintenance. They just write in the logbook, they signed, and they don't care. That is not the proper way, because maybe in a critical situation you will need to rely on that equipment that you have never tested while you were on board for 4, 5, 9 months, and then you will feel very, very sorry, and your family will miss you. So God forbid, please do the maintenance. If you are an engineer, if you are an electrician like me, please do the maintenance. It's for your sake and for your family's sake. So that's about it. This is our emergency generator. I hope I have told you everything that is important. I have explained to you the starting procedure. I have showed you the emergency switchboard. And that's about it. Let me show you, in case you are coming on board anytime soon, most blackout procedure for testing of the generator. It's inside the emergency switchboard. So it will be a switch like this. Let me show you. This one. You see, you have the explanation here. So, like everything in life, when you know what to do, it's easy. When you don't know, it's difficult. Same way as testing the emergency generator. If you know what to do, and I hope now you do, in case you are coming on board anytime soon, then it will be easy for you. Whenever I am on board, I try to show everybody the exact procedure how to test the emergency generator, because whenever you have an inspection, most inspectors, they will not ask the engineer like me or third engineer or chief engineer how to test the emergency generator, because they assume that we already know this. But they will ask the chief cook or the messman. they have to know how to start the emergency generator in case all the engineers are dead, or I don't know, they cannot come to the emergency room and the emergency generator by somehow is not starting by itself in those 45 seconds that I told you. Then any crew member has to know how to start the emergency generator. That is critical equipment. So some inspectors, they will ask the messman, my friend, please show me how to start this, and he has to know. So whenever I am on board, I try to show everybody how to test this, just for their knowledge. You know, it's always good to know new things. You have to learn new things every day. That is how you keep your mind fresh. So that's about it for today, guys. I hope that it was useful for you. As always, thank you very much for your attention. Please do not forget to like it, share it to your friends, and if you are interested about the seaman life and what we do here on board, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will keep posting interesting stuff about the seaman life, what we do on board, how we spend our time, and some technical things. Maybe there are engineers here or future cadets that want to pursue this life, so I want to help you a little bit. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope to see you next time here on my channel. Have a wonderful day, guys. Goodbye.